So last time we have seen the Hindustani music, okay? And in Hindustani music we have seen that the earliest treatise on the music was Natya Shastra, and from which we can take a glimpse of the basic grammar of the music. Okay, we have seen the various form of music also. Like we have seen the Lap, we have seen the Drupad, we have seen the other forms of music which were originated from the classical Hindustani music. Okay. So now in this class we will start with the Carnatic music. And as we know that Carnatic music was prevalent in the southern India. Okay. Like Hindustani music was prevalent in the northern India. So Carnatic music stands for the music that is prevalent in the southern India. So the history of the system of the music that prevailed in India from ancient times goes back to the Vedas. The Indian musical system shows to what heights the genius of man could soar in quest of new forms of musical expression. Apart from its entertainment value, music was cherished and practiced for its quality of lifting mankind to a noble plane, enabling the soul to attain eternal bliss. Okay. So music in India was not only used for the entertainment purposes, but music was also used for the upliftment of the soul. Like for example, we have Sama. That was Sama, okay, in the Sufi music, and in case of Sama, that it was said that with the use of the Sama, that was the musical congregations, okay, the mankind can connect with the God. Okay? So that is the belief system in your India. Okay? That music has various role, various functions to play. The perfect tone system and the extensive raga and tala systems of Indian music make it comparable with any other sophisticated musical system of the world. So our musical system that was prevalent in ancient India was very much developed, very much scientific. Okay, that any other system, musical system in world. The earliest treatise again on the music is Natya Shastra of Bharat. This Natya Shastra of Bharat used as a treatise for the dances, Indian classical dances, as well as Indian classical music. Other treatises on music after Bharata, such as the Brihadeshi of Matanga. Again, this is a text. This is Brihadeshi is a book. नाम से पता लग रहा है जैसे इन्होंने यूज किया देसी वर्ड, ओके, बृहद देसी, दैट मींस इसको लास्ट क्लास में हमने पढ़ा भी था हिंदुस्तानी म्यूजिक में, दैट दिस देसी म्यूजिक और लोकल म्यूजिक वाज एमलगमेटेड इन द क्लासिकल म्यूजिक. ओके, तो जो फोक म्यूजिक था उसको भी मटंगा ने बेसिकली इंक्लूड किया क्लासिकल म्यूजिक में, एंड देन ही इवॉल्व्ड a new form of music. And that kind of music he written in the Brihadeshi. So apart from Natya Shastra, Brihadeshi is an important book that was written by Matanga. And Sangeet Ratnakar of Shrangdev. So this is another book of music. इनके नाम याद रखने आप लोगों ने, राइटर्स के नाम याद रखने. So Sangeet Ratnakar was written by Shrangdev. And then there is a Sangeet Shuddhkara. This Sangeet Shuddhkara was written by the Haripala. And then there was another book that was Swarm Mela Kalanidhi of Ramatya. So these are the important books related to music that you have to need to remember. Okay. And the ancient Tamils of South India had also developed a highly evolved system of music with its solfa methods, concordant and discordant notes, scales, and modes, etc. Okay. So these solfas are nothing but these swars. Like in Hindustani music, we use the word swar. Okay. In Carnatic music, this swar is called solfa. Okay, याद रखना आप लोगों ने. So in Hindustani music, the swar are like that. Sa, re. In Hindustani music, there is a re, R-E, re. Sa, re, ga, ma, pa, da, ni. And in the Carnatic music, these solfas, again it is an octave, but it is like sa, re, ga, ma, pa, da, ni. So there is a difference between this ra and re and re. In Hindustani music, there is a re, and in the Carnatic music, there is a re. And in Carnatic music, these swars are called solfa. A number of instruments were also used to accompany song and dance. The Tamil classical of the 2nd century AD, titled the Sila Padikaran, contains a vivid description of the music of that period. The Tolaka PM, yes, Tolaka PM क्या था? किसी को याद हो तो?
The earliest Tamil text.
Yes, you can say earlier. And किसके बारे में था ये?
Grammar.
Right.
Tamil grammar.
Tamil grammar. So, and Sula Padikaran, as we know, it's a love story between two individuals. Okay. So, Tolakappiyam, Kaladam, and the contributions of the Shaivite and Vaishnavite saints of the 7th and 8th century AD. That means these secular books like Sila Padikaran and the Tolkappiyam and the Kaladam, etc., have very much contributions in the music. Okay. And also serves as a resource material for studying musical history. Maybe exam में आपको इस तरह का question भी आ सकता है. And which of the following books, which of the following texts are related with the music? Okay. तो उनमें से 3 या 4 ऑप्शन आ जाएंगे. So इस तरह के maybe exam में क्वेश्चन आ सकते हैं. अभी तक जो मैं क्वेश्चन बता रहा हूँ किस तरह के आ सकते हैं, अभी तक आए नहीं है इस तरह क्वेश्चन. And this kind of question will be most typical question. Okay. And less than 1% people will able to write. So make sure that maybe 0.1%, less than 0.1%. Maybe make sure that ये चीजें भी हम लोग तैयार करें. So the course of the evolution of Indian music saw the emergence of two different subsystems as Hindustani and Carnatic music. So in classical music, there are two forms of music. Like in classical dances, we have seen 8 kind of dances. But in case of music, there are 2 kind of classical musics. There are regional music. There are n number of regional musics, but we are talking about the classical music. So there are majorly 2 kind of classical music, Hindustani and Carnatic. In Haripala's Sangeeta Sudhakara, ये भी याद रखना आप लोगों ने कि Sangeeta Sudhakara was written by the Haripal, and it was written in the 14th century AD. The terms Carnatic and Hindustani are found for the first time. तो पहले इस म्यूजिक को Carnatic म्यूजिक नहीं बोला जाता था, okay? But in the Haripala's Sangeeta Sudhakara, first time the 2 separate words were used as Hindustani and Carnatic music. So इसको याद रखना आप लोगों ने that this Sangeeta Sudhakara first ever differentiated the 2 kind of music, that is Hindustani music and Carnatic music. The 2 distinct styles, Hindustani and Carnatic, came into vogue after the advent of the Muslims, particularly during the reign of Mughal emperors of Delhi. Okay. And in fact, when these Mughals entered in the political history of India, that differentiation between the Hindustani music and Carnatic music became more in vogue. Okay, it became more popular. Just in Mughals आए India में, then this differentiation between the Hindustani music and Carnatic music strengthened. Okay, so both the systems of music received their nourishment from the same original source. और वो original source क्या है? Yes. नाट्य शास्त्र, of course. Okay. So नाट्य शास्त्र जो भी vocabulary दी है, डांस की या म्यूजिक की, okay, या ड्रामा की, ये से जो vocabulary बेसिक जो vocabulary में मिली है, that is from the नाट्य शास्त्र. तो ये दोनों म्यूजिक एक ही सोर्स से ओरिजिनेट हुए हैं, in fact, but with the passage of time, because of the regional differences, the music forms have been changed. Okay? So whereas the Indian music of the northern part of India assimilated some of the features of music of the Persian and Arabic musicians, because the northern India was very much dominated by the Muslim rulers or Islamic rulers, and the Persian and the specifically Persian was a court language of many of these kingdoms. जो ज़्यादातर जो भी जितने भी empires थे, मुगल empires और दिल्ली सल्तनत, the court language was Persian. तो उनकी जो language होती थी Persian use करते थे वो लोग, and इसीलिए जो ये दोनों language का Persian और Arabic languages का impact पड़ा हिंदुस्तानी music में. And then after introduction of the foreign elements from the Persian and Arabic music, the Hindustani music was evolved. Okay, but in Carnatic music, the most important pattern of the Carnatic music was Vijayanagara Empire. Okay, so that is why, with the passage of time, these two music were separated. But the fundamental aspects of both the systems of North and South have been the same. It is said that Southern Indian music, as we know today, flourished in Deogiri, the capital city of the Yadavas in the Middle Ages. सबसे पहले ये जो कार्नेटिक म्यूजिक था या साउथ इंडियन म्यूजिक बोले इसको, बिकॉज साउथ कार्नेटिक म्यूजिक इसको नहीं बोलते थे, पहले इसको साउथ इंडियन म्यूजिक बोलते थे. दैट वाज फ्लोरिश्ड इन द देवगिरी कैपिटल सिटी ऑफ यादवास. तो यहाँ से इसकी स्टार्ट हुई साउथ इंडियन म्यूजिक in Deogiri, and Deogiri was the capital of Yadavas. Deogiri is also called Daulatabad. Okay? So, the southern Indian music was flourished in the Deogiri city of the Yadavas, and after the invasion of and plunder of the city by the Muslims, the entire cultural life of the city took shelter in the Carnatic Empire of Vijayanagara. And as we know that Vijayanagara Empire was the empire which was dominated by the Hindus and not the Muslims. तो ये यादवास से फिर ये जो म्यूजिकल जो आर्ट थी, कार्नेटिक म्यूजिक की जो आर्ट थी, साउदर्न इंडियन म्यूजिक की जो आर्ट थी, ये विजयनगर एम्पायर में शिफ्ट हो गई. ओके, एंड इट वाज मोर पॉपुलराइज्ड. दिस कार्नेटिक म्यूजिक वाज मोर फ्लोरिश्ड अंडर द रीन ऑफ कृष्णदेव राय. और आप लोगों को याद हो कि मेंस में क्वेश्चन आ चुके हैं इसके ऊपर about the contribution of Krishna Deva Raya. Okay, and still this question is important. Okay, दोबारा से भी क्वेश्चन रिपीट भी होते हैं मेंस में भी, so make sure that you are reading about Krishna Deva Raya. So Krishna Deva Raya has very much significance, and particularly in the form of, in the case of art and culture, this Krishna Deva Raya has very much contribution in our history. Okay, so that is why this is very famous ruler of the Vijayanagara Empire, Krishna Deva Raya. So this Krishna Deva Raya gave patronage to this Carnatic music, and thereafter, when this southern Indian music penetrated into the Vijayanagara Empire, thereafter the music of South India came to be known as Carnatic music. तो Carnatic music इसको बोला तब जाने लगा जब ये म्यूजिक विजयनगरा एम्पायर में आ गया. Okay, so the advent of Purandara Das in the year of 1484, it was marked a very important landmark in the development of Carnatic music. So this Purandara Das in the year of 1484 made a big contribution towards Carnatic music. He effected such a thorough systematization and refinement in the art that up to the present day it has remained the same. He has been justly termed as Carnatic Sangeet Pitama. तो पुरंदरा दास को कार्नेटिक संगीत पितामह भी बोला जाता है, पितामह, भीष्म पितामह जैसे कि हम बोलते थे. Okay, so likewise this person Purandara Das was also called Carnatic Sangeet Pitama because his contribution was so large, so big, that he is the biggest exponent of the Carnatic music. He was not merely a composer, but a Lakshanakar of the highest caliber. The system of Indian music as we have it now is entirely his gift to posterity. He introduced the Malwa Gola scale as the basic scale for music instruction. तो ये स्केल का आप लोगों ने याद रखना है. जैसे कि हम लोगों ने दो स्टैंडर्ड स्केल पढ़े थे हिंदुस्तानी म्यूजिक में, व्हाट वर दिस टू स्केल्स जो हमने पढ़े थे हिंदुस्तानी म्यूजिक में. two standard scales. And what was those scales are called? Yes. Anybody? So the standard scales in the Hindustani music was called the gramas. Okay, and the two kind of yes,
Shadas and Madhyam.
right, Sa and Ma. That means Sajda and Madhyam. These were the two standard scales that we have read in the Hindustani music. So इस तरह से ये जो Carnatic music केस में जो standard scale है, which was developed by the Purandara Das, was Malwa Gola scale. Okay, it was a standard scale. It is a standard scale in the Carnatic music as the basic scale for music instruction. He also framed graded exercises forming Sapta Tal, Alankaras and Geetams composed by Purandara Das form the basis of for mastery in the art. Sorry, he has also found graded exercise forming part of the series of lessons to beginners of music. So he gave the free kind of tutorials that if you want to learn the music, then he gave first few lessons that you can, by following these lessons, you can learn the Carnatic music. So he provided a few lessons for the beginners who want to learn this music. This system prevails even today in the teaching of music. The Swar Valis, Janta Varisas, the Sulabdi Sapta Tal, Alankaras and Geetams composed by Purandara Das form the basis for mastery in the art. So these are the basic musics which were developed by the Purandara Das, and these basic musics were called Swarvalis, Janta Varisas, and the Suladi Sapta. Okay. Among the compositional types, he has to his credit numerous Lakshya Geetams and Lakshya Geetams, Tanavarnams, Tilana, Suladis, Uga Bhogas, Vrit, Namaz, and Kirtans. His Kirtans were very popularly referred to as Dasara Padas or Devar Namas. Okay. So, just a second. So, I think there was a connection problem. So, these are the definitions of his basic musics, like Swar Valis. Swar Valis are the first of the Abhay Gan or the exercise designed by the Purandara Das for students. Okay, sorry, Abhyas Gan. तो एक तरह से स्टूडेंट्स को जब अभ्यास करना होता है म्यूजिक का, उस अभ्यास के लिए मैंने जैसे बताया कि आपको लेसन इन्होंने बनाए ताकि स्टूडेंट सीख सके कार्नेटिक म्यूजिक। तो जो ओरिजिनल कार्नेटिक म्यूजिक को सीखने से पहले स्टूडेंट्स को अभ्यास करना होता है। ओके, तो उस अभ्यास के लिए इन्होंने डिफरेंट बेसिक म्यूजिक क्रिएट की, और वो बेसिक म्यूजिक जैसे कि स्वर वालिस, ओके, अपार्ट फ्रॉम जनता वरिसास, द सुलादी सप्ता एटसेट्रा। ओके, सो स्वर वालिस are the first of the Abhyas Gan or the exercise designed by the Purandara Das for students. Swar Valis are Sarale, Tara, Sthai, Mandra Sthai, Chanti Varsai, Dhatu Varsai and Alankar. इसको याद रखने की जरूरत नहीं है, तो इतना याद रखना कि स्वर वालिस बेसिक लेसन्स है, एक तरह से अभ्यास करने के लिए अभ्यास गान है। Okay? Each of the above verses introduce the various basics of Carnatic music to students. Each of them are individually dealt in the corresponding articles. These verses are typically sung in 3 speeds, slow, medium and fast. Tal help the student with the different paces. In the slow pace, one note is sung with 1 beat of Tal. In the medium pace, 2 notes are sung with 1 beat of Tal. In the fast pace, 4 notes are sung with 1 note of Tal. Singing in 3 paces and specific 3 paces means low, medium and fast. Singing in 3 paces and especially in the fast pace helps the student gain better control over tongue movement and pronunciation. Okay, so this is about this basic music which was developed by the Purandara Das. These are teaching lessons. So, moving to the 17th century, the history of Carnatic music. So, the epoch-making scheme of the 72 Mela Kartas. So, in the 17th century, 72 Mela Kartas were introduced. And who introduced it? Venkat Mukhi or Venkat Makhi, and laid down in the monumental work Chatur Dandi Prakashika in the year 1620. So ये तो उनका जो वर्क है, उनकी जो बुक लिखी थी उन्होंने, उसका नाम था चतुर दांडी प्रकाशिका. एंड किन्होंने लिखी थी ये बुक? वेंकट मखी. एंड उस बुक में मिलता क्या है? 72 मेला कार्तास. एंड व्हाट इज दिस मेला कार्तास? मेला कार्ता is a collection of fundamental musical scales like ragas in Carnatic music, South Indian classical music. Melakarta ragas are parent ragas, hence known as Janak ragas. So Melakarta ragas are also called the Janak ragas, and Melakarta is nothing but a kind of ragas. जैसे हिंदुस्तान म्यूजिक में रागास बोलते हैं, यहाँ पर कुछ स्पेसिफिक रागास को, फंडामेंटल रागास को मेलाकार्ता बोला जाता है. And Melakarta ragas are parent ragas from which other ragas may be generated. In Hindustani music, the thought is equivalent to Melakarta. तो याद रखना है आप लोगों ने. हिंदुस्तानी म्यूजिक में जो thought होता था, THAAT, thought is equivalent to Melakarta. There are 10 thoughts in Hindustani music, though the commonly accepted Melakarta scheme was 72 ragas. तो ये concept याद रखना आप लोगों ने कि हिंदुस्तानी म्यूजिक का जो thought है, that is equivalent to the Melakarta of Carnatic music. और हम लोगों ने थाट देखा था कि थाट लेटर स्टेज में डेवलप हुआ था हिंदुस्तानी म्यूजिक. नाट्य शास्त्र में थाट का जिक्र नहीं था, पर थाट वाज जनरेटेड इन द लेटर स्टेजेस. इफ यू रीड दैट डॉक्यूमेंट जो हमने पढ़ा था. ओके, सो द थाट ऑफ द हिंदुस्तानी म्यूजिक इज इक्विवेलेंट टू द मेलाकार्ता ऑफ द साउदर्न इंडियन म्यूजिक और कार्नाटिक म्यूजिक. सो देयर आर 10 kind of thoughts in Hindustani music, but there are 72 kind of melakartas. And both thought and melakartas are the standard ragas from which, or you can say parent ragas, from which various subordinate ragas can be developed. So the Melakarta scheme is a highly comprehensive and systematic formula which includes within its fold all the modes used in ancient as well as modern schemes of music of the different parts of the world. The scheme opened out new vistas of raga creation, and later composers like Thyagaraja, this is very important person. Okay. So new vistas of raga creation, and later composers like Thyagaraja invented many beautiful raga by following it. So Melakarta को follow करते हुए in 72 standard और parent ragas को follow करते हुए उन्होंने बहुत सारे राग को develop किए Thyagaraja. In the field of practical music, South India had a succession of brilliant and prolific composers who enriched the art with thousands of compositions. After Purandara Das, Talapakkam, Annamacharya, Narayan Tirth, एक ही पर्सन का नाम है, Talapakkam, Annamacharya, Narayan Tirth. So इसके अलावा जो और जो फेमस जो पर्सनैलिटीज है साउदर्न इंडियन म्यूजिक और कार्नाटिक म्यूजिक में, आफ्टर पुरंदरा दास आर Talapakkam, Annamacharya, Narayan Tirth, Bhadrachalam Ramdas, and Shatranja made contributions to the wealth of compositions. So you have to remember these names also. Okay, who was the exponent of the Carnatic music. The birth of the musical trinity. So these three are the most important persons who contributed to the Carnatic music, and that's why they called musical trinity. Trinity was a 3 person. Okay. So the birth of 3 musical trinity: Thyagaraja, Muthuswami Dikshita, and Shyama Shastri. These 3 persons at Tiruvarur between the year 1750 to 1850 ushered in an era of dynamic development in Carnatic music. So in exam, if the question will come on the musical trinity, that which of the following is not the part of musical trinity? इस तरह क्वेश्चन एग्जाम में आ सकता है. ओके, सो मेक श्योर दैट कि आप तीनों को नाम याद करो. These 3 are the part of musical trinity who contributed most in the Carnatic music. And these three persons are Tyagaraja, Muthuswami Dikshitar, and Shyama Shastri. The trinity were not only contemporaries among themselves, but also contemporaries of great composers of Western music as Beethoven, Mozart, Wagner, and Haydn. So ये जो तीन जो ट्राइनिटी है ये कंटेम्प्रेरी मतलब उनके टाइम में वेस्टर्न म्यूजिक में जो सबसे बड़े जाने जाते हैं पर्सनैलिटीज, वेस्टर्न म्यूजिक मतलब डेवलप्ड कंट्रीज की जो म्यूजिक था वेस्टर्न म्यूजिक तो जाने जाते हैं वो थे बीथोवन एंड मोजार्ट एंड वैगनर एंड हिडन. सो उनके टाइम में ये तीनों म्यूजिक को डेवलप कर रहे थे, कार्नेटिक म्यूजिक. It was the golden age of music. This period, 1750 to 1850, was the period of golden age of music throughout the world, and not only in India, because these are the famous personality in the Western world. Okay? Carnatic music reached its pinnacle of artistic excellence during this period. Okay. A galaxy of composers in the post-Trinity. A galaxy of composers in the post-Trinity period kept the banner of Carnatic music flying high. Veena Kuppayar, Pattanam Subramanya Iyer, Ramanatha Srinivas Iyengar, Mysore Sadashiv Rao, Mysore Vasudev Vathar, and Papnasam Sivan are only a few names to be mentioned here. So these are the composers of post-Trinity. Post-Trinity मतलब इन तीनों के बाद जिन्होंने म्यूजिक में contribution दिया, Carnatic music में, as a composer. So these are the few persons. But these three names are very much important. The Sangeet Sampradaya Pradarshini, written by Subramanya Dikshitar in the year 1904, serves as an authority for information regarding the music, musicians, and composers of the previous centuries. ये भी याद रखना कि ये जो वर्क है, okay, this text, that the name of text was Sangeeta Sampradaya Pradarshini, was written by Subramanya Dikshitar in the year 1904. Many of the musicians and composers of the South were closely acquainted with the Hindustani system of music also, and wherever permissible, adopted Hindustani ragas for their compositions. So the composers of the Carnatic musics were also knew about the Hindustani music, and not only they only knew about Hindustani music, they also adopted some ragas of the Hindustani music in the Carnatic music. The ragas like Yaman Kalyan, Hamir Kalyan, Malkusna, and Brindavani Sarang, and Jajavanti, etc., were adopted in their composition by the musical trinity. तो जो हिंदुस्तानी म्यूजिक में सबसे पहले ये जो ट्राइनिटी है, इन लोगों ने वहां से कुछ रागास को लिया था कार्नेटिक म्यूजिक में. ओके, एंड द रागास मींस इंग्लिश में इसको रागास बोलते हैं, अदरवाइज हिंदी में इसको राग बोलते हैं हम लोग, राग. ओके, सो द रागास यमन कल्याण, Hamir Kalyan, and etc. These were adopted by the Trinity, and apart from that, Raga Kalfi, Kannad, Khamaj, Paraj, Purvi, Bhairav, etc. bear a very close resemblance to their counterparts in the Hindustani music of a system of music. Okay. Now there are musical forms belonging to Nibhat and Anibhat Sangeet. जैसे कि हिंदुस्तानी म्यूजिक में भी हम लोगों ने पढ़ा था, दो तरह का संगीत पढ़ा था, वन इज निबत and other was अनिबत. तो इस तरह का संगीत कार्नेटिक म्यूजिक में भी अवेलेबल है. ओके, what is the difference between nibat and anibat as we have discussed? Yes, anybody?
सर निबद्ध में तो वो बंद और मतलब सीमित होता है, और अनिबद्ध में वो मुक्त रूप में होता है, खुला।
राइट राइट। सो निबद्ध में बेसिकली जैसे उन्होंने बोला था, हमने कुछ एग्जांपल भी पढ़े थे, कोई एग्जांपल दे सको आप निबद्ध और अनिबद्ध की?
अनिबद्ध का आलाप,
अभी आपने बोला कि
और
निबद्ध क्लोज्ड होता है और अनिबद्ध ओपन होता है, एंड आलाप इज ओपन ओनली। यस, हाँ, तो अनिबद्ध का आलाप आ जाएगा, निबद्ध का
गीत गोविंद, जयदेव के गीत गोविंद में
टेल्स। वो जयवत के गीत गोविंद बेसिकली उन्होंने अष्टपाडीज लिखी थी, बट दीज वर नॉट द म्यूजिक, आई मीन इट्स नॉट द कंपोजिशंस, वो कंपोजिशन नहीं थे। कंपोजिशन पूछ रहे हम लोग, ये फेमस संगीत थी जो बेसिकली। ध्रुपद, यस, याद है आप लोगों को ध्रुपद? ध्रुपद के अलावा और भी पढ़े थे हम लोगों ने। तो ये जो क्लोज फॉर्म ऑफ म्यूजिक होते हैं, दैट क्लोज फॉर्म म्यूजिक मतलब जो स्ट्रिक्ट ग्रामर को फॉलो करते हैं म्यूजिक, these are the निबद्ध, and अनिबद्ध means that there are few music, okay, just like आलाप है, okay. So likewise साउथ इंडियन इंडिया में भी इस तरह के म्यूजिक मिलते हैं, okay, that is the like कल्पिता संगीत and the मनोधर्मा संगीत or improvised music. All these forms are generally classified under different heads as sacred music, art music, etc. The several forms under these heads possess distinctive characteristics of their own. The ancient musical forms like prabandhas, etc., gradually gave way to the different musical forms that are in use in present-day music. Though the basic elements of the ancient prabandhas are still remain in the musical forms, the following musical forms of an interesting study. So first of all, जो हमने बात की यहाँ पे कल्पिता संगीत एंड मनोधर्मा संगीत, which are the improvised music, तो उसके बारे में पढ़ लेते हैं। So Kalpita Sangeet is the Sangeet where the singer or performer reproduces the compositions already created or composed by other composers or even by himself. So Kalpita Sangeet is older than Manodharma Sangeet. So Kalpita Sangeet में क्या होता है कि जो संगीत पहले बन चुके हैं, जैसे कि मान लो फर्ज करो कि किसी ने ए आर रहमान का कोई सॉन्ग है, तो उसको मान लो कि पर्सन गा रहा है, ओके, तो वो संगीत ऑलरेडी बन चुके हैं, ओके, या ए आर रहमान भी अपने खुद के बने हुए संगीत को दोबारा से गा रहा है। So that kind of form of music, or that kind of sangeets are called Kalpita Sangeet. Okay, and the Manodharma Sangeet is the Sangeet or song, or is a form of improvised Carnatic music and is created on the spot during the performance. Okay, तो ये performance के दौरान ही इस संगीत को create किया जाता है. That is, this kind of संगीत is called Manodharma Sangeet. But within the confines of strict grammar of music, although it is created on the spot at the time when the musician playing that music, but still this music follows the strict grammar of music as codified in the raga or the tal. It can be linked to speakers resorting to speech while reading from their prepared texts. Based out of Manodharma, individual styles are developed. Manodharma has many aspects and performers develop distinct styles based on his or her musical values, interpretation and understanding. So I hope कि आपको समझ में आ गया होगा what is the difference between the Kalpita Sangeet and the Manodharma Sangeet. Okay, Kalpita Sangeet, that means to reproduce the existing music, and the Manodharma music Sangeet means to create new music on the spot. So these are the following, जैसे कि हमने पढ़ा था वहां पर जो बेसिक म्यूजिक्स पढ़े थे हम लोगों ने, ओके, वैसे ही हम लोग यहाँ पर पढ़ेंगे कि कार्नेटिक म्यूजिक में कौन कौन सी म्यूजिक पॉपुलर है, ओके। So first of all, Geetam. Geetam is the simplest type of composition. Taught to beginners of the music, the Geetam is very simple in construction with an easy and melodious flow of music. The music of this form is simple melodic extension of the raga in which it is composed. The tempo is uniform. It has no sections dividing one part of the song from the other. इसमें कुछ टेंजर्स नहीं होते हैं, ऐसा नहीं है कि एक जैसे कि पूरा फॉर्मल जो म्यूजिक चलता है कि पहले एक मुखड़ा बोला जाता है, उसके बाद अंतरास बोले जाते हैं, ओके, इस तरह का इसमें फॉर्मेट नहीं है। इट्स वेरी सिंपलेस्ट फॉर्म ऑफ म्यूजिक। इनफैक्ट ये बिगिनर्स के लिए जिन्होंने जस्ट अभी सीखा है म्यूजिक, उसके लिए गीतम है, ओके। एंड इसमें कोई वर्ड्स का रिपीटेशन नहीं होता, इट इज संग विदाउट रिपीटेशन फ्रॉम द बिगिनिंग टू द एंड। एंड इसमें कुछ स्ट्रेंजर्स नहीं होते, एक ही जैसा फ्लो म्यूजिक चलता रहता है। दैट इज द सिंपलेस्ट काइंड ऑफ म्यूजिक, गीतम। देयर आर नो इंटीग्रेटेड वेरिएशंस इन द म्यूजिक, देयर इज नो वेरिएशन इन द म्यूजिक, एक ही टोन में चलता है ये म्यूजिक। द थीम द थीम ऑफ द सॉन्ग इज यूजुअली डिवोशनल। ज्यादातर जो थीम होती है सॉन्ग की वो डिवोशनल होती है, भक्ति वाली होती है। So there are very few Gitas in praise of musical luminaries and acharyas. लेकिन कुछ ऐसे भी गीतम्स होते हैं जो कि उनके गुरु या आचार्य को अप्रिशिएट करने के लिए, प्रेज करने के लिए भी बनाए जाते हैं। अदरवाइज डिवोशनल म्यूजिक मतलब या तो कुछ कृष्णा लेके या कुछ किसी और गॉड का लेके डिवोशनल म्यूजिक प्रिपेयर किया जाता है। A notable feature of the Gitam is the existence of Gitalankar phrases like iya, iyam, va, vaya, etc. जैसे कुछ फ्रेजेस होते हैं, ओके, इनको गीतालंकार बोला जाता है, जो कि जहाँ पर जो फ्रेज होते हैं वो एंड इस वर्ड से होते हैं, ओके, आई वाई ए एम और वा आई वाई ए एक्सेट्रा, कॉल्ड मात्रिका पदास, reminiscent of similar syllables occurring in the समागान। तो समा जो गान होता है उसमें भी ये बेसिकली इस तरह के फ्रेजेस मिलते हैं, ओके, which are found in the Gitam of Southern India. Gitas have been composed in Sanskrit, Kannada, and Bandira Bhasha. Purandara Das introductory Gitas in praise of Ganesha, Maheshwara, Vishnu, collectively referred to as Pilari Gitas. याद रखना आप लोगों ने। तो गीतम्स को प्रोड्यूस करने वाले एक फेमस नेम है पुरंदरा दास, okay, who prepared or introduced the Gitas to appreciate the or to praise these gods like Ganesha, Maheshwara, Vishnu, etc. And these collectively these Gitas are called Pilari Gitas, which were developed by the Purandara Das. तो याद रखना कि पुरंदरा दास developed the Pilari Gitas, or these Gitas nothing but the Gitams. From the very first set of Gitas taught to the students of music, as distinguished from the type of Gitas described above known as Lakshya Gitas or Samanya Gitas, which as the name itself suggests describe the Lakshana of the raga in which they are composed. Pedal Gurumurti Shastri was a prolific composer of the Gitams after Purandara Das. तो ये दो फेमस पर्सनालिटी हैं जिन्होंने गीतम्स को डेवलप किया, and which is the simplest type of composition. Venkatamukhi has also composed many Lakshana Gitas. Okay. So गीतम के बारे में थोड़ा सा और देख लेते हैं। गीतम is a simple devotional melody song with same tempo throughout the song. ये तो डेफिनेशन होगी गीतम की। तो एग्जाम में क्वेश्चन ऐसा भी आ जाता है कि उसकी कैरेक्टरिस्टिक बता के कि कुछ सॉन्ग है उसकी कैरेक्टरिस्टिक कैसी है तो वो किस कैटेगरी में आएगा, ओके। देयर कुड बी 4 ऑप्शंस, ओके। तो आपको कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स को देख के आपको याद आ जाना चाहिए कि ये सॉन्ग किस काइंड ऑफ ये कौन सा सॉन्ग है, ओके, इस तरह का गीत है ये। सो गीतम्स कैन बी डिवाइडेड इनटू 3 टाइप्स। फर्स्ट इज सामान्य गीतम, सेकंड इज द लक्षणा गीतम, थर्ड इज द सुलादी गीतम। सामान्य गीतम जैसे नाम से पता लग रहा है इट्स अ सिंपल सॉन्ग। लक्षणा गीतम साहित्यम सॉन्ग और लिरिकल सॉन्ग यूजेस टू मेनी वर्ड्स एंड नॉट नेसेसरी प्रेजेस गॉड। साहित्यम सॉन्ग मतलब लिरिक्स ज्यादा उसमें यूज होता है, लिरिक्स का, ओके। एंड सुलादी गीतम इज द हाईएस्ट स्टैंडर्ड देन गीतम। तो ये जो सुलादी गीतम होता है ये एक कॉम्प्लेक्स फॉर्मेट है जो गीतम से थोड़ा सा हाईयर स्टैंडर्ड का है, ओके। सो नेक्स्ट फॉर्म ऑफ म्यूजिक इज दिस सुलादी। अब ये सुलादी कई बार गीतम का पार्ट भी माना जाता है कि गीतम के 3 टाइप उनमें से एक सुलादी म्यूजिक है, और सुलादी कई बार एक अलग से भी म्यूजिक फॉर्मेट माना जाता है व्हिच इज नॉट द पार्ट ऑफ गीतम, ओके। इट डिपेंड्स, बिकॉज ये गीतम की तरह है इसलिए कुछ लोग इसको गीतम का पार्ट मानते हैं, और बिकॉज समटाइम्स इट इज ट्रीटेड एज अ डिफरेंट टाइप ऑफ म्यूजिक डिफरेंट फ्रॉम द गीतम। because the Suladi music has similarity with Geetam and has differentiation, has variations from the Geetam. So very much like the Geetam, in musical structure and arrangement, the Suladis are of higher standard than the Geetam. जो हमने थोड़ी देर पहले बोला था. The Suladi is a Tala Malika, the sections being in different talas. The Sahitya levels are fewer than in the Gitas and there is a profusion of vowel extension. So यहाँ पर साहित्य का कम यूज होता है, ये भी याद रखना आप लोग. सुलादी में साहित्य कम यूज होता है, दैट मीन्स वर्ड्स कम यूज होते हैं गीतास के कंपैरिजन में या गीतम से कंपैरिजन में. एंड देयर इज अ प्रोफ्यूजन ऑफ वोवल एक्सटेंशन. थीम इज डिवोशनल, जैसे कि गीतम्स में होता है. थीम इज डिवोशनल. सुलादीज आर कंपोज्ड इन डिफरेंट टेम्पोस, और यहाँ पर टेम्पो एक ही रहता है. देखो आप लोग, देयर इज ओनली वन टेम्पो इन द गीतम्स, बट इन द सुलादीज there are different tempos. And what are those different tempos? Vilambit, Madhya and Dhrut. Matlab slow, medium and fast. Purandara Das has composed many Suladis. So again, Purandara Das is a famous personality who developed Geetams as well as Suladi. Now next form of music is the Swar Jati. Swar Jati, this is learned after a course in Geetams. More complicated than the Geetams. The Swar Jati paves the way for the learning of the Varnams. तो गीतम्स को किसी ने सीख लिया जब उसको इस समय में आ गया गीतम को कैसे गाया जाता है, इंक्लूडिंग सुलादी. Then the next music that is going to learn, that is need to be learned, that is the Swar Jati. And it is the more complicated than the Gitas. जैसे से आगे बढ़ते रहेंगे तो म्यूजिक कॉम्प्लिकेट होता जाएगा. ये स्वर जाति म्यूजिक है, ये गीतम सीखने के बाद सीखा जाता है, and it's more complex or of the higher standard than the गीतम्स. और स्वर जाति एक तरह से बीच का एक म्यूजिक है. गीतम सिंपलेस्ट है, बीच में स्वर जाति, और मोस्ट कॉम्प्लेक्स है वर्णम. वर्णम मतलब द बेस्ट काइंड ऑफ म्यूजिक. जो मेन जो कार्नेटिक म्यूजिक की मैं बात करूं, जो मेन म्यूजिक है कार्नेटिक म्यूजिक में, विच इज द मोस्ट डेवलप्ड म्यूजिक, मोस्ट कॉम्प्लेक्स म्यूजिक, दैट इज द वर्णम. तो मेन कार्नेटिक म्यूजिक का म्यूजिक दैट इज वर्णम. और ये एक तरह से आप समझ लो कि बीच में एक तरह से टीचिंग लेसन्स हैं, गीतम, स्वर जाति, एक्सेट्रा. The Swar Jati paves the way for the learning of the Varnams. It consists of 3 sections called Pallavi, Anupallavi and Charanam. स्वर जाति में 3 सेक्शंस होते हैं, याद रखना है कौन कौन से सेक्शंस हैं. पल्लवी, अनुपल्लवी एंड चरणम. चरणम और चरण व्हाटएवर एक ही चीज है. The theme is either devotional, heroic or amorous. It originated as a dance form with jatis like tala, solfas levels like taka, tari, kita, naka, tatin, ginat, tam, etc., etc. These are called this kind of it originated as a dance form with jatis. Okay, तो ये एक तरह से डांस फॉर्म्स के साथ ही ये म्यूजिक बना था. It is linked with the various dance forms. But later Shyama Shastri one among the musical trinity. So we have seen 3 person in the musical trinity. So one of them is Shyama Shastri, composed swar jatis without jatis. Jatis मतलब dance format, dance forms. तो विदाउट डांस भी श्यामा शास्त्री ने उस म्यूजिक को बनाया जिसमें डांस किए बिना भी इसको गाया जा सके. ओके, श्यामा शास्त्री डेवलप्ड a dedicated music, dedicated swar jati music without dance, which are brilliant concert pieces noted for their musical value. Okay, so after swar jati, the next kind of music is the jati swaram. Very similar to the swar jati musical structure, this form jati swaram has no sahitya or words. तो दोनों में डिफरेंस यही है, हालांकि दोनों एक जैसे हैं, बट दोनों में डिफरेंस यही है that in jati swaram there is no sahitya or words are used, but in the swar jati sahityas are used. The piece is sung with solfas levels. Solfas levels मतलब स्वर, और स्वर को इंग्लिश में क्या बोलते हैं? नोट्स, NOTES, नोट्स. ओके, और साउदर्न इंडियन म्यूजिक या कर्नाटिक म्यूजिक में स्वर या नोट्स को क्या बोला जाता है? सोल्फा. ओके, so this jati swaram is sung with the solfa syllables only and no sahitya is used or words are used. It is noted noted for its rhythmical excellence and the jati system used in it. Jati means dance formats are used in it. This is a musical form belonging to the realm of dance music. इसमें डांस भी होता है और म्यूजिक भी होता है. और डांस में कौन सी फॉर्मेट आती है? जाति. ओके, इन सम जाति स्वरम, जैसे नाम से पता लग रहा है जाति स्वरम. जाति मीन्स डांस फॉर्मेट्स, स्वरम मीन्स म्यूजिकल फॉर्मेट्स. The pallavi and anupallavi are sung to the jatis and the charams are sung to a mixture of swars and jatis. Okay, जैसे कि इसमें भी हमने देखा था 3 पार्ट 3 सेक्शंस में ये म्यूजिक गाया जाता है. these are पल्लवी, अनुपल्लवी एंड चरण. तो ये भी 3 पार्ट में गाया जाता है, बट जो पल्लवी और अनुपल्लवी होता है उसमें जातिस का यूज होता है एंड चरण उसमें 2 चीजों का यूज होता है, जातिस एज वेल एज स्वर्स. these are also राग मालिका जाति स्वरम्स. there are also rag malika jati swams, so it's a kind of jati swam. Now next, the most important or most complex or main type of Carnatic music, that is the varnam. So the varnam is a musical form in Carnatic music, whereas musical forms like the kirtan, kriti, jawali, tilana, etc. have their similar counterparts in Hindustan music. The varnam does not find a counterpart. तो इसका मतलब क्या है? that जो वर्णम सॉन्ग है ये प्योरली कार्नेटिक म्यूजिक है. यू कैन नॉट फाइंड ए पैरेलल म्यूजिक इन द हिंदुस्तानी म्यूजिक लाइक ए वर्णम. तो वर्णम जैसा म्यूजिक का हिंदुस्तानी म्यूजिक में नहीं मिलेगा आपको, बिकॉज वर्णम इज अ स्पेसिफिक टाइप ऑफ म्यूजिक दैट इज ओनली फाउंड इन द कार्नेटिक म्यूजिक. बट देयर आर अदर फॉर्म्स ऑफ कार्नेटिक म्यूजिक जैसे कीर्तन, कीर्तना, प्रीति, ज्वाली, टिलाना. अब देखो टिलाना का काउंटर पार्ट हिंदुस्तानी म्यूजिक में क्या है? तराना. इसको आपको पता लगेगा, थोड़ी देर में आपको पता लगेगा. ओके, तराना. एंड लाइक कीर्तना का कीर्तन है. ओके, हिंदुस्तानी म्यूजिक में बाकी सबके भी ऐसे ही काउंटर पार्ट मिलेंगे आप लोगों को. जैसे ध्रुपद का भी काउंटर पार्ट है यहाँ पे. ओके, कार्नेटिक म्यूजिक में. बट द वर्णम इज अ स्पेसिफिक टाइप ऑफ कार्नेटिक म्यूजिक एंड यू कैन नॉट फाइंड एनी काउंटर पार्ट ऑफ वर्णम इन हिंदुस्तानी म्यूजिक. The Varnam is a beautiful creation of musical craftsmanship of a high order, combining in itself all the characteristic features of the raga in which it is composed. This form is aptly called a Varnam since many of the swar group patterns called Varnas in ancient music are dexterously interwoven in the texture. Practice in Varnam singing helps a musician to attain mastery in presentation and command over raga, tala and bhav. The vocalist gets a good training for the voice and the instrumentalist a good mastery over technique. Very few words of profusion of vowel mark is sahitya in this form. The theme of the piece is either bhakti or shringar. तो ये भी याद रखना है कि वर्णन में जो थीम होती है, जैसे गीतम में हमने क्या थीम देखी थी? डिवोशनल. इससे पहले जो भी थीम थी वो डिवोशनल थी या एट द मोस्ट आचार्य को प्रेस कर लिया जाता था. ओके, या तो डिवोशनल होती थी थीम या फिर आचार्य को, जो उनके जो गुरुज होते थे उनको प्रेस करने के लिए गाया जाता था. बट इन द वर्णम देयर आर 2 थीम्स that are popular. One is the bhakti or devotion. Second is the shringara or love. तो ये वर्ड हम लोगों ने कब पढ़ा था? श्रृंगार और श्रृंगार.
सर मोर रस के टाइम.
राइट, नवरस पढ़े थे हम लोगों ने. तो उस टाइम हम लोगों ने देखा था एक उनमें से एक रस था श्रृंगारा. ओके, इनफैक्ट ये जो इंग्लिश में सब बोलते हैं श्रृंगारा, अदरवाइज ये हिंदी में इसको हम बोलेंगे श्रृंगार. ओके, लेकिन इंग्लिश में ऐसा होता है कि हर वर्ड के बाद ए लगा दिया जाता है. ओके, सो इट्स अ श्रृंगार. ओके, और यू कैन से लव. सो देयर आर 2 टाइप्स ऑफ वर्णम्स. One called the Tana Varnam, another called the Pada Varnam. Okay. इसको पदम भी बोलते हैं, पदम वर्णम और पाला वर्णम. So Tana and Pada Varnam. While the former is a musical concert form, the later is purely a dance form. Okay. So this Tana Varnam is a musical concert and the Pada Varnam is a dance form. There are two angas or sections in a Varnam. So ये भी याद रखना कि अंगास का मतलब क्या होता है, सेक्शंस. तो जो पैसेजेस होते हैं, पैराग्राफ होते हैं, ओके, अलग अलग सॉन्ग जिनके अंदर टेम्पो चेंज होता है, जिसको हम अंतरास भी बोलते हैं आजकल नॉर्मल भाषा में, ओके, एंड दोहे भी बोला जाता है कई बार. तो ये जो सेक्शंस होते हैं म्यूजिक के, डिफरेंट सेक्शंस होते हैं, इनको क्या बोला जाता है, अंगास. अंगास आर नथिंग बट द सेक्शंस इन द म्यूजिक. So there are two angas or sections in a varnam known as the Purvang, constituting the Pallavi, Anupallavi and the Muktai swars, and the Uttarang. Purvang मतलब पहले वाला अंग या पहले वाला सेक्शन, उत्तरंग मतलब बाद वाला. उत्तर मीन्स बाद में. उत्तरंग मीन्स बाद वाला सेक्शन जिसके अंदर आते हैं, जिनको क्या बोला जाता है, उत्तुक कड़ाई. मैं दोबारा रिपीट करता हूँ. वर्णम में दो तरह के सेक्शन होते हैं, दो तरह के अंगाज होते हैं. वन इज द पूर्व अंग एंड अदर इज द उत्तर अंग. पूर्व अंग constitutes the pallavi, anupallavi and muktai swars, and the uttar ang are also called the ittukadai, comprising of the charnam and the charan swars. तो उत्तर अंग को उत्तुकड़ाई भी बोला जाता है. इसमें दो तरह के आपको सेक्शन मिलेंगे और अंगाज मिलेंगे, या यू बोले दिस उत्तर अंग में आपको दो तरह के कंपोजिशंस मिलेंगे. वन इज चरणम एंड द सेकंड इज द चरण स्वरस. ओके, द पादावर्णम हैज साहित्यम और वर्ड्स फॉर ऑल द अंगास, अनलाइक द ताना वर्णम व्हिच हैज साहित्यम ओनली फॉर द पल्लवी, अनुपल्लवी एंड चरणम. तो ये भी एक डिफरेंशिएशन याद रखना आप लोगों ने कि ताना वर्णम और पादावर्णम में क्या डिफरेंस है. तो पादावर्णम में आपको साहित्य या वर्ड्स मिलेंगे हर एक सेक्शन के लिए, ओके, बट इन ताना वर्णम यू कैन फाइंड द साहित्यम और वर्ड्स ओनली फॉर द पल्लवी, अनुपल्लवी एंड चरणम. तो सी, पल्लवी, अनुपल्लवी एंड चरणम. लेकिन ये मुक्ताई स्वर्स है या चरण स्वर्स है, इस केस में आपको वर्ड्स नहीं मिलेंगे. इसमें ताना वर्णम. Varnams have been composed in all the major ragas and most of the minor ragas, in all the principal talas. Pach Medium, Adipya, Sonti Venkat, Subbaya, Siyama Shastri, Swati Trunal, Patnam Subramanya Iyer, Ramanand Srinivas Iyengar, and Mesur Vasudev Char were prominent composers of the Varnam. So these are the few exponents of the Varnam music of Carnatic. Now next is the Kirtanam. और जैसे कि हम लोगों को पता है कीर्तनम का जो काउंटर पार्ट है हिंदुस्तानी म्यूजिक में, दैट इज द कीर्तन. एंड कीर्तन क्या होता है हमें पता है. दिस इज ए कॉन्ग्लोमरेशन काइंड ऑफ सिंगिंग. लोग ग्रुप में बैठते हैं, उसके बाद म्यूजिक प्ले करते हैं. ओके, सो द कीर्तनम हैड इट्स बर्थ अबाउट, और कीर्तन का सबसे जो मेजर एक्सपोनेंट था in the Hindustani music or in the northern India, that was the Chaitanya Prabhu. Chaitanya Prabhu of West Bengal was the most prominent exponent of the Kirtan kind of music. So the Kirtanam had its birth about the later half of the 14th century. It is valued for the devotional content of the Sahitya. Clothed in simple music, the Kirtanam abounds in Bhakti Bhav. It is suited for congregational singing as well as individual presentation. तो याद रखना आप लोगों ने कि it is suited for the congregation as well as individual presentation. Okay. The Talapakkam composers of the 15th century were the first to compose kirtans with these sections Pallavi, Anupallavi and Charanas. Usually there are more than 2 Charanas of the music of all of them being the same, composed in all the important traditional ragas and set to simple talas. The kirtans after soul stirring music of the highest form of devotion. Bhadra Chalam Ramdas and the Tyagaraj were prolific composers of kirtanams. These are the two major proponent or composers of the kirtanam. Bhadra Chalam Ramdas and the Tyagaraj. Now Kriti. Again, Kriti is a kind of music. The Kriti is a development from the kirtana. ओके, तो ये कीर्तनम या कीर्तन से ही डेवलप हुआ है. इट इज अ हाईली इवॉल्व्ड म्यूजिकल फॉर्म. The highest limit of aesthetic excellence is reached in the Kriti composition. The Rag Bhav is brought out in all the rich and varied colored in this form. It was only after the emergence of the Kriti as a musical form that a definite style in music composition became a possibility. The Pallavi, Anupallavi, and Charanam are the minimum and essential angas of a Kriti. Okay, the Pallavi is sung first, followed by the Anupallavi, and ends with the Pallavi. The Charanam is sung next and linked with the Pallavi before Nibhat Sangeet in the form of Kritis. उसमें ऐसे फॉलो करता है, पहले पल्लवी आएगा, फिर अनुपल्लवी आएगा, फिर पल्लवी आएगा, और जो लास्ट वाला जो पल्लवी है उसके साथ ही चरणम मिक्स हो जाता है. ओके, इस तरह का फॉर्मेट होता है जो प्रीति होता है. द कार्नेटिक म्यूजिक world owes its debt of gratitude of the musical trinity for having made such a monumental contribution in the field of Nibhat Sangeet. Okay, in the form of Kritis. तो कृति एक निबद्ध संगीत है, काइंड ऑफ निबद्ध संगीत है. ओके, एंड निबद्ध संगीत जैसा कि इसका जो जो काउंटर पार्ट मिलेगा वो कृति का हिंदुस्तानी म्यूजिक में, दैट इज ध्रुपद. तो ये भी याद रखना आप लोगों ने कि ध्रुपद का जो काउंटर पार्ट मिलता है कार्नेटिक म्यूजिक में, दैट इज कृति. एंड ध्रुपद इज ए निबद्ध संगीत एज वेल एज कृति इज ए निबद्ध संगीत. निबद्ध संगीत का मतलब इट्स ए क्लोज्ड संगीत. क्लोज संगीत का मतलब that we follow the grammar of music strictly in the nibbadh kind of music. So there are kritis in all the existing ragas and in all the principal talas. The kriti as a musical form has many features in common with the drupad of Hindustani music. तो ये इस तरह के एग्जाम में क्वेश्चन आ सकते हैं, डेफिनेटली आ सकते हैं. that drupad in the Hindustani music has counterpart in the Carnatic music, and what is the name of that music? And the name of that music will be kriti. Muthuswami Dikshitar has composed many kritis in the Drupad style. Besides the essential angas or sections, many decorative angas are also appended to kritis for embellishments. They are Chittaswars, or a set of solfa passages sung at the end of the Anupallavi and Charna, Swar Sahitya, Solkattu Swar, Sangati variations on a musical theme, Gamaka. Okay, these are different angas. Okay, to decorate this kriti music. Next is the pada or padam. It's also called padam music or pada music. Padas or padam music are scholarly compositions in Telugu and Tamil. Though they are composed mainly as dance forms, याद रखना आप लोगों ने कि pada are sung. So pada is a music which is meant majorly or mainly for the dance forms. They are also sung in concerts. पर ऐसा जरूरी नहीं है कि इसे डांस फॉर्म में ही गाया जा सकता है. So इसको कंसर्ट फॉर्म में भी गाया जा सकता है पदम को. On account of their musical excellence and aesthetic appeal, a padam also has two sections, Pallavi, Anupallavi, and Charana. Has these sections, Pallavi, Anupallavi, and Charana. The music is slow moving and dignified. There is a natural flow of music and sustained balance between the words, and music is maintained throughout. The theme is Madhur Bhakti, portrayed as Bahir Shingar and Antar Bhakti. The characters Nayak, Nayika, and Sakhi represents respectively the Lord Paramatma, the devotees Jivatma, and the Guru, who leads the devotee on the path of Mukti, liberation, by his sage counsel. So इस तरह की themes इसमें use होती हैं पदम्स में. Okay. Various ragas repeated on all their delicate shades, and all the navrasas are portrayed in the padas through Shingar, though Shingar is the main theme. The padam, when sung, presents an epitome of the raga in which it is composed. Raga specifically noted for evoking typical rag bhavs such as Anand Bhairavi, Sahana, etc. Okay. Next is the Jwali. A Jwali is a composition belonging to the sphere of light classical music, sung both in concert programs and dance concerts. इसका जो काउंटर पार्ट मिलता है आपको हिंदुस्तानी म्यूजिक में, दैट इज ठुमरी. जो ठुमरी म्यूजिक हमने पहले भी पढ़ा था हिंदुस्तानी म्यूजिक में भी, दैट इज अ वेरी सॉफ्ट म्यूजिक. ओके, और ये ठुमरी म्यूजिक किस तरह का म्यूजिक था? इट वाज निबद्ध और अनिबद्ध, किस तरह का म्यूजिक था? आई होप कि हम लोगों ने हिंदुस्तानी म्यूजिक में इसको जिक्र हुआ था इसका।
सर अनिबद्ध।
अनिबद्ध, यस। तो इसमें ऐसे साहित्य का ऐसे फॉलो नहीं किया जाता, स्ट्रिक्टली रूल्स फॉलो नहीं किए जाते, सो इट्स काइंड ऑफ अनिबद्ध म्यूजिक। उस तरह से यहाँ पर ज्वाली मिलता है आप लोगों को काउंटर पार्ट इसका कर्नाटिक म्यूजिक में, सन बोथ इन कंसर्ट प्रोग्राम्स एंड डांस कंसर्ट्स। The jwalis are popular because the attractive melodies in which they are composed, in contrast to the padas which portrays divine love, jwalis are sung which are sensuous in concept and spirit. They are generally set in the Madhyam Kal. In these forms also the Nayak, Nayika and the Sakhi figure in the theme, but there is no dual interpretation of the Sahitya. The catchy and lilting tunes of the jwalis enhance their appeal, and Desya Raga like Praj, the Kafi and Bihar, Jinjhoti, Tilang, etc. have also been used in this composition. Jwalis are composed in Telugu, Kannada and Tamil. जैसे कि जो पादास थे वो तेलुगु या तमिल में कंपोज होते हैं, इस तरह से ज्वालीज हैं, these are composed were in the Telugu, Kannada and Tamil. नेक्स्ट इज द तिलाना। अब तिलाना का आपको काउंटर पार्ट क्या मिलेगा नॉर्दर्न म्यूजिक में? तराना। और तराना को हम लोग ज्यादातर किस चीज में यूज करते थे, आप लोगों को याद हो तो? यस एनीबॉडी? तराना कब यूज होता था?
सर एंड में।
राइट। जब म्यूजिक को बिल्कुल एंड करना होता था तो एकदम से तराना बजा के खत्म कर दिया जाता था सॉन्ग को। तो फटाफट से एकदम वाइब्रेंट म्यूजिक है तराना, तो फटाफट से एकदम बजा के हम खत्म करते हैं। ओके, आप लोगों ने फील भी किया होगा कभी, जैसे आपने बॉलीवुड सॉन्ग्स में भी देखा होगा आप लोगों ने, एकदम से तराना बज के एकदम से खत्म हो जाता है। ओके, म्यूजिक फॉर्म। So the tilana corresponding to the tarana of Hindustani music is a short and crisp form. बहुत जल्दी से इसको खत्म कर दिया था, बहुत कम टाइम के लिए बजाया जाता है। It is mainly a dance form, but on account of its brisk and attractive music, it sometimes find a place in music concerts as a conclusion piece. So conclusion piece का मतलब यही है कि ending के टाइम इसका यूज होता है। It usually begins with जाति। तिलाना यूजुअली जाति से बिलोंग होता है, शुरू होता है। जाति क्या है? डांस फॉर्मेट्स। ओके, the name tilana is constituted of the rhythmic syllables tilana. Okay, ये तीन rhythmic syllables हैं जिसका यूज होता है, इससे ये म्यूजिक बने tilana. It is the liveliest of music forms. This form is said to have had its birth in the 18th century. The Sahitya of a tilana may be Sanskrit, Telugu or Tamil. The presence of rhythmic solvas or swars or notes along with a sprinkling of Sahitya enhance the beauty of the form of the tilana. The music is of comparatively slow tempo and tilanas meant for dance purposes. The Pallavi and Anupallavi consist of jatis and the charana has Sahitya. तो इसमें अगेन तीन सेक्शन होते हैं, लेकिन जो पल्लवी अनुपल्लवी होते हैं उसमें जातिज होती हैं, डांस होता है, एंड चरणा में साहित्य होता है। चरणा है साहित्य, जातिज एंड स्वरस। इसमें जो तिलाना का जो चरण होता है उसमें तीनों चीजें मिलेंगी आपको। रामन श्रीनिवास अय्यंगर, पल्लवी शिशय्यर and Swati Trinal are some of the prominent composers of tilanas. Next format of song is the Pallavi. This is the most important branch of creative music. It is the branch of मनोधर्मा संगीत। तो ये याद रखना आपको, जो पल्लवी होती है ये एट द स्पॉट गाया जाता है इसको, और एट द स्पॉट गाने वाली म्यूजिक को क्या बोलते हैं हम लोग? मनोधर्मा। ओके, अभी थोड़ी देर पहले हम लोगों ने पढ़ा था मनोधर्मा संगीत। ओके, कलापी म्यूजिक और मनोधर्मा संगीत के बारे में डिफरेंशिएट किया था। दैट मनोधर्मा संगीत इज अ संगीत सॉन्ग व्हिच इज सung ऑन द स्पॉट। ओके, उसी टाइम बनाया जाता है, उसी टाइम गाया जाता है इसको। और इस तरह की बहुत सारी पल्लवी बनाई गई हैं व्हिच इज द ब्रांच ऑफ मनोधर्मा संगीत। और ये क्रिएटिव म्यूजिक है। बिकॉज व्हाई क्रिएटिव म्यूजिक? बिकॉज इसमें जो गाता है, जो सिंगर होता है, जो म्यूजिक प्ले करता है, उसकी बहुत सारी क्रिएटिवनेस दिखती है हम लोगों को। ओके, इट्स नॉट दैट इट डजंट फॉलो द अर्लियर कंपोजिशंस, बिकॉज इट्स अ न्यू कंपोजिशन, सो वी कैन फाउंड द वेरी क्रिएटिवनेस इन द पल्लवी संगीत। ये याद रखना, ये एग्जाम में क्वेश्चन आ सकता है पल्लवी के ऊपर। and it has ample opportunities of displaying his or her creative talents, imaginative skill, and the musical intelligence. The term Pallavi is coined from the initial syllables of the three words, Padam meaning words, Lyam meaning the time, and the Vinyasam means the variation. तो ये तीन वर्ड से मिलके बना है पल्लवी, PALAVI, पल्लवी. Okay. And Padam means words, Lyam means the time, and the Vinasyam means the variation. The words chosen for a Pallavi may be either in Sanskrit, Telugu, or Tamil, and may be on any theme. So the devotional is always preferred. This Pallavi can have any theme, but devotional is the most prominent. Neither the Sahitya nor the music is pre-composed. Everything is composed on the spot. A singer has the choice to choose the Sahitya, or the Raga, and the Tala. The two parts, Prathamangam and the Dvityamangam. Prathamangam and the Dvityamangam are divided by the period of the spot pause called this Padghar Bham. Okay. So ये जो दो अंग में बेसिकली गाया जाता है, the two parts are the प्रथम अंग and the द्वितीय अंग. उन दोनों के बीच में जो गैप आता है उसको ये बोलते हैं पदगर भम. The साहित्यम is repeated again and again as the music variations develop and proceed in stages of increasing complexity. And its counterpart, the counterpart of the Pallavi in the Hindustani music is the Khayal. और ख्याल का मतलब ये होता है कि that imagination. ख्याल means imagination. Okay. And Pallavi is because sung by making imagination on the spot, and that is why this Khyal and the Pallavi are similar kind of music. Okay. So Kalpana या Khyal एक ही चीज है. Kalpana swars are sung to the Pallavi after the different stages of development, including the Sangatis, Anulom, and the Pratilom, singing theme in double and quadruple speeds and vice versa. इसमें syllables repeated भी होते हैं. Why syllables are repeated? Because ये उसी टाइम बनाए जाते हैं और तो उसमें म्यूजिक को बेसिकली सेम वर्ड्स को भी रिपीट करके भी गाया जा सकता है. जैसे गीतम में वर्ड्स रिपीट नहीं होते हैं, बट पल्लवी में वर्ड्स रिपीट होते हैं. या इनको आप हिंदुस्तानी में जो ख्याल म्यूजिक है उसमें भी वर्ड्स रिपीट होते हैं. Sometimes the Kalpana swars are sung in different ragas to present a raga malika pallavi. Niraval literally means filling up of by adjustments. तो ये जो निरावल ये भी इसमें काफी ज्यादा यूज होते हैं पल्लवीज में. ओके. व्हाई? बिकॉज ये फिलअप्स है. जहां पर कोई हमें एकदम से पीछे वर्ड नहीं मिल रहा तो उसमें से निरावल, उसमें निरावल्स को इंट्रोड्यूस किया जाता है. ओके. ताकि एक तरह से हमें थोड़ा सा टाइम मिल सके नया वर्ड सोचने के लिए. तो जो बिकॉज ये ऑन द स्पॉट गाया जाता है इसलिए निरावल्स का काफी इसमें यूज होता है. निरावल्स लिटरली मीन्स द एडजस्टमेंट्स, फिलअप्स. ओके. मे भी आप लोगों ने कभी नोटिस किया हो, कभी अपने ड्रामास देखे हो, प्लेस देखे हो. तो ड्रामास के अंदर होते थे क्या होता है, ड्रामा आप कभी स्कूल या कॉलेज टाइम में भी देखे हो आप लोगों ने, ड्रामा प्ले भी किया हो मे भी कुछ लोगों ने. उस टाइम जैसे क्या होता है कि सबसे जो एक्टर का जो मेन, बिकॉज ये ऐसा नहीं कि एडिटिंग नहीं कर सकते आप, उसमें लगातार चलता रहता है ड्रामा. मान लो कोई वहां पर गलती हो जाती है तो उसको फिर फिलअप करके कैसे ना कैसे उसको कमी को पूरा किया जाता है. जैसे कि मान लो कोई पर्सन को लाइन भूल गया. ओके. तो दूसरा पर्सन कोशिश करेगा कि उसको फिलअप कर दे किसी तरीके से, कुछ ऐसी एक्टिविटी करे या एकदम से कुछ ह्यूमर पैदा करे जिससे कि वो फिलअप हो जाए और वो चीज दिखे नहीं कि ड्रामा में ये मिस्टेक होगी. ओके. सो लाइकवाइज इन दिस काइंड ऑफ पल्लवी म्यूजिक, दिस निरावल्स आर यूज्ड टू मेक these adjustments or fill-ups. So in musical parlance, it refers to the art of singing the sahitya within the rhythmically settings with improvisations in the musical theme. A suitable line of the sahitya from a kriti is chosen and musical improvisation is done with the cycle of the tal. Niraval is a must in Pallavis and an optional in the kritis. And the last kind of music that is used in the Carnatic music, that is the Tanam. Tanam is a branch of Rag Alapna. एक तरह से ये अलाप जो म्यूजिक पॉपुलर है, अलाप is a अनिबद्ध kind of music in Hindustani music. So its counterpart in the Carnatic music is the Tanam. So it is a rag alapana in the madhyam kal or medium speed. There is a perceptible rhythm in this, the rhythmical flow of music flowing in the fascinating patterns, making Tanam singing the most captivating part of the rag exposition. The word Anantam is dexterously used to merge with the musical patterns to sum up. The outstanding feature of Carnatic music in its rag system is the concept of which the ideal absolute music is reached, and the highly developed and intricate tal system, which has made it extremely scientific and systematic and unique in all respects. The clear out demarcations in the style of musical presentation similar to the घरानास of Hindustan music are not seen in the Carnatic music. तो जिस तरह से हिंदुस्तानी म्यूजिक में घरानास मिलते हैं, like we can found the घरानास in the Hindustani music, these kind of घरानास are not found in the Carnatic music. Yet we do come across different styles of rendering compositions. Yes, we can find the different styles of compositions, but it's not घरानास. These घरानास are only found in the Hindustani music. So this is it with this the Carnatic music, okay. And after 5 minutes, we will start with the regional music, okay. And regional musics are not bound by the grammar of music, okay. And this regional music developed with the passage of time, okay. उसमें आपको कुछ भी technical चीज याद नहीं रखनी है, थोड़ी चीज याद रखनी है that what kind of regional music was used in which state, इतना याद रखना हम लोगों ने. So we'll meet in the 5 minutes. So now we'll start with the regional music, and it's easier than classical music, okay? Because इसमें तो grammar या कुछ इस तरह से use नहीं होती है. तो याद करने के लिए आपको सिर्फ इतना ही याद करना है कि कौन सा रीजनल म्यूजिक कहाँ पर गाया जाता है, उसकी क्या खासियत है. That's it. Okay. So the cultural traditions from various regions of the country reflect the rich diversity of regional music of India. So apart from the classical music, the regional music was also developed in the Indian land. Okay. And this regional music are also called the tribal or folk music. Okay. जैसे कि हम लोग नॉर्मल भाषा में भी यूज करते हैं, the word that is folk songs. And folk songs are nothing but the songs which are sung by the community. जो community में गाए जाते हैं. And in fact, in case of the weddings or marriages, we have seen that our parents also sung this kind of song, okay, folk songs. And in fact, the women making a groups play these folk songs. Okay. So it's a usual phenomenon. So there are n number of folk songs which are sung in the Indian land, okay, based on the various regions. So music in the villages learned from childhood. The music is heard and imbibed along with numerous public activities. In fact, there is a instance, there are instances when this folk music is we are losing this folk music because we are not making a documentation of the folk music. Okay, so there are cases, but now some people have tried to conserve this folk music and to make this document of this folk music, and or you can say to make a recording of this folk music. Okay, आजकल आप लोग YouTube में शायद आपको मिल जाएंगे, काफी folk music मिल जाएंगे. Okay, so thanks to technology that we could able to save our folk music. But earlier, otherwise folk music कैसे transfer होता था कि that generation to generation, vocally, verbally, okay. There were not written formats. तो जो उनके जो इंसेस्टर्स हैं वो आगे अपनी नई जनरेशन को प्रोवाइड करते हैं कि फोक म्यूजिक इस तरह से गाया जाता है या ये जो वर्ड्स है और फिर वो जनरेशन टू जनरेशन पास हुए और हम तक पहुंचे. ओके. So the music is an indispensable component of functions such as weddings, engagements, births. There is a plethora of songs for such occasions. There are also many songs associated with the planting and harvesting. In these activities, the villagers routinely sing of their hopes, fears, and aspirations. तो आजकल तो वो ट्रेंड नहीं दिखता हम लोगों को कि हार्वेस्ट करते टाइम या सोइंग के टाइम फार्मर्स ये सॉन्ग गाएं. But there was a time when every event or every work was enjoyed by the people. Okay, and this is unfortunate that we are forgetting our own culture. Okay. So musical instruments are often different from those found in the classical music. Okay. So the classical music, the instruments which are found in the classical music, but in the folk music, sometimes the instruments are found by themselves only, by the community itself. Okay. For example, tabla. लेकिन कुछ ऐसे इंस्ट्रूमेंट भी है जो कि क्लासिकल म्यूजिक में भी यूज होते थे, उनका कुछ आपको काउंटर पार्ट आपको मिल जाएगा फोक म्यूजिक. ओके. Like tabla. Tabla is a very famous instrument and it can be used in the classical music as well as the folk music. And there are other instruments like duffly or duff, you can say, dholak or dholki, or naal. So these are the these variations of the tabla only. इसके अलावा कुछ आप लोगों को ऐसे डेडिकेटेड फोक म्यूजिक के इंस्ट्रूमेंट्स भी मिल जाएंगे, लाइक एक तार, इसको एक तारा भी बोला जाता है. There is only one string to play and that is what is called एक तार. और दो तार और रबाब. This rabab and ek tar were used by the our sixth saint Shri Guru Nanak Dev. Okay, and santoor was also used in the folk as a folk instrument, music instrument. Quite often, they are not called by these names, but may be named according to their local dialect. There are also instruments which are used only in particular folk styles in particular region. These instruments are innumerable. The instruments of classical music are crafted by artisans whose only job is the fabrication of musical instruments. In contrast, the folk instruments are commonly crafted by the musicians themselves. जो क्लासिकल म्यूजिक में ये जो इंस्ट्रूमेंट्स बनाए जाते हैं ये काफी स्पेसिफिक आर्टिशंस इसको डेडिकेटली बनाते हैं। जो फोक इंस्ट्रूमेंट्स बनाए जाते थे they were formed or they were crafted by the musicians themselves. It is very common to find folk instruments that have been fabricated of commonly available materials like skin, bamboo, coconut shells, and pots. But pots are but a few commonly available materials used to make musical instruments. So now we'll read about the different kind of the folk music developed in various parts of our country. Like the first kind is the, or first type of the music, or first name of that music is the Rasiya Geet. And as the name suggests us that Rasiya is stands for the Ras Leela of Krishna. Okay. So because Krishna belongs to UP, Uttar Pradesh, and that is why we can say that Rasiya Geet is also found in the Uttar Pradesh. याद रखने का तरीका है इसको that Rasiya Geet are found in the Uttar Pradesh, and नाम से पता लग रहा है that Rasiya is for the Ras Leela, and Ras Leela means Krishna Leela, and that is found in the Braj. Braj is the region in Uttar Pradesh. The rich tradition of this singing Rasiya Geet flourished in Braj, which is the sacred land of Lord Krishna's charming Leelas from time immemorial. You can find the Barsana, you can find the Mathura, Vrindavan of Krishna in Uttar Pradesh. So this is not confined to any particular festival, but is closely woven into the very fabric of the daily life and day-to-day course of the people. So it is not related to any festival, but it's a usual music that is played day to day in the Uttar Pradesh. Rasiya word is derived from the word rasa or emotion, because Rasiya means that which is filled with the rasa or emotion. It reflects the personality of the singer as well as the nature of the song. Now, second kind of music is the Pankhida, that is famous in the Rajasthan. Sung by peasants of Rajasthan while doing work in the fields. These Pankhida songs are sung by the farmers or peasants of Rajasthan while doing work in their fields. The peasants sing and speak while playing algoza and manjira. These are the two musical instruments, algoza and manjira. The literal meaning of the word Pankhida is a lover. So that you have to remember that this Pankhida is sung by the peasants of Rajasthan in their fields by using these instruments, algoza and manjira, and the meaning of the Pankhida is lover. Next kind of song is the Lotiya. Again, Lotiya is sung in the Rajasthan. Lotiya is sung in the Chaitra month during the festival Lotiya. So Lotiya is a Sangeet or music as well as it is a festival. Because एक बात याद रखना कि इसी नाम से जैसे कि लाई हरोबा मणिपुर को हमने देखा था, इट्स वाज अ फेमस डांस, इट्स अ फेमस ड्रामा, इट्स अ फेमस फेस्टिवल, एंड उसी तरह से एक ही नाम से मल्टीपल म्यूजिक डांस भी आपको फेस्टिवल मिल जाएगा, उस नाम का आपको डांस भी मिल जाएगा, उस नाम का म्यूजिक भी मिल जाएगा। तो एग्जाम पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से हम लोटिया म्यूजिक पढ़ रहे हैं, इसका मतलब ये नहीं है कि लोटिया नाम से कुछ मान लो फेस्टिवल आ जाए या डांस फॉर्मेट आ जाए, दैट देन डांस विल बी सेम राजस्थान. ओके, so Lotiya is sung in the Chaitra month during the festival Lotiya. So Lotiya is a festival also. Women bring lotas, a vessel to fill water, and kalash, a vessel considered to be auspicious to fill water during worship, filled with water from ponds and wells. They decorate with their flowers and come home. तो पॉन्ड से वो वुमन पानी लेकर आती है उस लोटा में, एंड उसको सजाया जाता है लोटा उसको या कलश को. ओके, and that is the festival of Lotiya. And in which part of Rajasthan it is celebrated, you can search it for. So Pandavani, that is in the Chhattisgarh. Sorry, not Pandavani, it's Pandavani. Pandavani is from Chhattisgarh. So in Pandavani, नाम से पता लग रहा है पांडव. Pandav stands for from the Mahabharata. Okay, 5 Pandavas. So Pandavani in Chhattisgarh, this music is played in the Chhattisgarh. The Pandavani tales from Mahabharata are sung as a ballad, or one or two episodes are chosen from the night's performance. पूरी night इसको perform किया जाता है for whole night. The main singer continuously shifts throughout the performance, and with powerful singing and symbolic gestures, he assumes all the characters of the episode one after another. So only one person sung this Pandavani song, and he take the different characters while singing. And this is played in the night time. And next kind of this music is the Shakunkar Mangal Geet Kumayu. Numberless songs are sung on auspicious occasions in the foothills of Himalaya. And what is the called foothills of Himalayas? What is the range of Himalayas which is found at the foothills? Yes. If we go from south to north, so what kind of ranges you can find? Himalayas. Yes, anybody?
Sir,
Europe?
foothill is Shivalik.
हाँ राइट, मतलब फुटिल्स उस रेंज की जो सबसे नीचे वाला बॉटम वाला पार्ट होता है उसको फुटिल्स बोला जाता है. बट आई वांट टू ऑर्डर, आई वांट टू आस्क फॉर ऑर्डर. कौन कौन से हमने ऑर्डर पढ़े थे, कौन कौन से हिमालयस के ऑर्डर्स हैं? साउथ टू नॉर्थ जाए, सबसे पहले मिलेगा शिवालिक, जैसे कि आपने बोला होटल्स. आपको याद होगा हमने नॉर्थ टू साउथ एक्सटेंशन पढ़ा था हिमालयस का. ओके, यस, किसी को याद हो नॉर्थ टू साउथ या साउथ टू नॉर्थ? एनीबॉडी?
Sir, north is Karakoram,
राइट.
then Ladakh, then Jaskar,
ओके.
then Pir Panjal, and then Shivalik.
Then Doladori, उसमें हम लोगों ने पढ़ा था that if we move the eastern side, then you can find the 3 kind of Himalayan ranges. That one is the Himadri, okay, so the greater Himalayas, and then you can find the Himachal and then Shivalik. Okay, ये 3 तरह के हमने ranges पढ़ी थी. When we move eastern side, JNK के side में जाते हैं तो हम लोग सबसे पहले Trans Himalayas मिलेंगे. Okay, Trans Himalayas में like as you said the Karakoram and the Ladakh, Jaskar, etc. Okay, so this is the foothills. That means foothills of the Shivalik Himalaya. And the Shakunkar are sung during religious ceremonies of baby shower or childbirth or Chhati, a ritual done on the 6th day from the birth of a child. गणेश पूजा एक्सेट्रा. तो इस तरह के सामने क्वेश्चन भी आ सकते हैं टू क्रॉस मैच दैट शंकुर मंगल गीत. और मंगल गीत से नाम से पता लग रहा है कुछ शुभ कार्य हो रहा है तो उसको मंगल गीत बोलते हैं. एंड व्हाट इज दिस शुभ कार्य और मंगल event at that time is the birth of child. Okay, when any child gets born in any family, so after the 6th day of the birth, this kind of Mangal Geet are sung. Shankukha Mangal Geet. These songs are sung by only ladies without any instrument. Okay. In Shankukha, each auspicious occasions prayer for good health and long life is made. And next is the Baramas Kumayu. So Baramas is kind of music and Kumayu is the area. Baramas of Kumayu. This regional music from Kumayu is described in 12 months of an year, each with its specific qualities. In one of the songs by the Ghuguti, bird symbolizes the onset of Chet month. A girl in her in-laws place asks this bird not to speak because she is disturbed with the memories of her mother, Ija, and she is feeling sad. एक तरह से ये थीम इस बेसिकली 12 मास की थीम क्या है दैट वन गर्ल इज इन हर इन लॉज हाउस ओके जो अपने हस्बैंड के घर पे वो है गर्ल तब वो एक तरह से उनको जब याद आ रही होती है ओके अपनी मदर की अपनी फैमिली की पेरेंटल फैमिली की ओके देन शी इज फीलिंग सैड एंड शी इज आस्किंग ए बर्ड नॉट टू स्पीक बिकॉज शी इज फीलिंग सैड तो इस तरह की थीम है सॉन्ग में and this theme is played in the Kamayu region and the name of the music is the Baramas. And next kind of song is the Mando of Goa. So Goan regional music is treasury of the traditional music of the Indian subcontinent. Mando, the finest creation of the Goan song, is a slow verse and refrain composition dealing with love, tragedy and both social injustice and political resistance during Portuguese presence in Goa. When this Goa was ruled by the Portuguese, at that time when the freedom fighters fought with the foreign dominance, with the foreigners, they sung specific kind of songs, and these kind of songs are called the Mando musical form or songs. And these songs represents the social injustice and the political resistance that was made by the Goans during the Portuguese presence. And next kind of music or song is called Alha. Alha of, or Allah of, it's not Allah, it's Alha of Uttar Pradesh. Alha, a typical ballad of Bundelkhand narrates the heroic deeds of Alha and Udal, the two battle warriors, brothers, who served Raja Parmal of Majhoba. These two persons, Alha and Udal, gave their services to Raja Parmal of Majhoba. This is the most popular regional music of Bundelkhand, which is popular elsewhere in the country as well. The Alha is full tales of feudal chivalry, which have appealed to common men. It highlights the high principles of mortality, chivalry, and nobility prevalent in those times. And next is the Hori, Uttar Pradesh. And Hori, literal meaning of the Hori is the holy, the festival of Holi. So Hori, as we know that this festival is the most celebrated in Uttar Pradesh. So it's something that because this Hori or Holi is famous in the Mathura region of Uttar Pradesh, and that is why this Hori festival is also made in the Uttar Pradesh. The history of Hori is its celebration and tradition is quite ancient. It is based on the love pranks of Radha Krishna. Hori singing is basically associated with the festival of Holi only. In Indian tradition of singing Hori during spring season and while celebrating Holi has been continuing since ancient times. And these are the songs which are played in the Holi or Hori in the Uttar Pradesh. Next is the Sohar of Uttar Pradesh. Social ceremonies have at times served as a potent factor for intermingling of different cultures. North India has a strong tradition of singing Sohar songs when a son is born in a family. So again, Sohar कैसे आ सकते हैं, याद रख सकते हैं, देखो आप H को यदि N बना ले हम लोग. If we read H like N, so it's called S-O-N, sun. So कैसे याद रखना हम लोग? So Sohar is like sun. So Sohar songs are sung in the Uttar Pradesh when a son is born in a family. This has influenced the Muslim culture, and the form of Sohar song gained currency in the Muslim families living in the some regions of Uttar Pradesh. Sohar song unmistakably point to the mingling of two cultures. So Sohar song is majorly sung in the Muslim culture or Muslim families, Muslim tradition. Next is the Chakri of Kashmir. Chakri is a group song which is the most popular form of Kashmir's folk music. It is sung to the accompaniment of the Noot earthen pot, Rabab, Sarangi, Tubankari, Tubak-nari, and earthen pot with high neck. So these Chakri songs are played or sung in the Kashmir. Okay, using these musical instruments. Next is the Laman in the Himachal Pradesh. In Laman, a group of girls sing a stanza and a group of boys give reply in this song. It's very interesting because there are two groups of singing. One is a group of boys and second is the group of girls. But these two groups sit at the peak of the hills by facing each other. Seldom is the face of the boy singing on the another peak. Obviously facing with each other, but they cannot see the face of on the other side. Okay, because there is a huge distances between the two peaks. Because दो hills होती हैं, एक hill के ऊपर boys बैठे थे, दूसरे ऊपर girls बैठे थे, but उनके उसका face नहीं देख सकता because there is a huge distance between them. And then only they can listen only their voice. Okay, इस तरह से उनके बीच में एक competition होता है. So this kind of music form is called the laman. So in between the hill, which it goes there, love song. Most of these songs are sung especially in Kullu Valley in Himachal Pradesh. Next is the Kajri, Uttar Pradesh. Kajri is a folk song sung by women from Uttar Pradesh and adjacent region during rainy season. On the third day in the second half of the Bhadra, women sing Kajri songs all through the night by dancing in a semicircle. Again, it's a night song. And women sing Kajri songs all through the night while dancing in a semicircle. Next song, next music is a Qawwali. Originally, Qawwalis were sung in praise of God. In India, Qawwali was brought from Persia. तो ये याद रखना आप लोगों ने. एग्जाम इस तरह क्वेश्चन भी आते हैं कि that which of the following is not indigenous music. So Qawwali is not indigenous music. That Qawwali was not developed in India, and Qawwali was imported music. And it was imported from Persia or Iran. Okay. So Qawwali was brought from Persia around 13th century of Sufis and listed its substance to spread their message. Amir Khusrau, a Sufi and an innovator, contributed to the evolution of Qawwali. So the most prominent person who sung Qawwali was Amir Khusrau. It is a mode of singing rather than a form of composition. In performance, Qawwali represents a fascinating interchanging use of the solo and the choral modalities. Next kind of music is the Tappa. Tappa is in Punjab. Tappa is a form of semi-classical vocal music inspired by the folk songs of camel riders in the Punjab area. Tappa in Punjabi and Pashto language is set to raga, generally used for the semi-classical forms. The Tappa is a semi-classical form of music of Punjab. It is characterized by jumpy and flashy tonal movements with rhythmic and rapid notes. So, काफी fast गाया जाता है इसको. The syllables which were sung in this particular music Tappa were sung very fast. It is fast speed or rapid speed or very rapid notes. Next is the Pawada. So how you can remember the Pawada? If you remember that we have seen that when we read about the Tanaji Malusare, famous movie was also came. Then there was a Pawada written by some person about the Tanaji Malusare. So Pawada is a kind of poetry, or Pawada is kind of poetry. It's a poetry. Okay. So एक कविता है Pawada, and Pawada is sung in the Maharashtra. So Pawada is a kind of poetry also, and Pawada is kind of a musical form also. So Pawada is a traditional folk art from Maharashtra. The word Pawada itself means the narration of the story in a glorious terms. The narratives are always odes in the praise of an individual hero or incident or place. The chief narrator is known as the Shahir, who plays the duffli, to keep the rhythm. So duffli is a musical instrument, duffli, or duff it's called. And who person who plays the duff is the Shahir, who is the chief narrator of the song also. The tempo is fast and controlled by the main singer, who is supported by others in chorus. So one person is the narrator of this song, Pawada, and there are other persons who support him by making the chorus singing. उसके साथ जो supporting जो singers होते हैं उनको chorus singer बोला जाता है basically. जो main singer होता है chief narrator उसको बोला जाता है Shahir. The earliest notable Pawada was the Afzal Kanchavad. Yes, Afzal Kanchavad. Okay, so this is the earliest notable Pawada. The killing of Afzal Khan by Agni Das, which recorded Shivaji's encounter with Afzal Khan. Next is the Tej songs of Rajasthan. Tej is celebrated with great involvement by women of Rajasthan. This is a festival celebrated on the third day after the new moon or Amavasya or Shravan month. The theme of this song sung during this festival revolves around the union of Shiva and Parvati, the magic of monsoon, greenery, peacock, dance, etc. One of the song is like this. So these songs, first of all, these are performed in the Rajasthan, and these are sung by the woman of Rajasthan, and which shows the theme of the union of Shiva and Parvati. And it is sung in the period of monsoon, these songs. So you need to remember it, okay? Next is the Bura Katha, Andhra Pradesh. So this Bura Katha is a highly dramatic form of ballad. Again, ballad is a kind of poetry. Just a Puada is a poetry, like this ballad is a poetry. So Bura Katha is a highly dramatic form of ballad. A bottle-shaped drum that is called tambura is played by the main performer while reciting a story. The ballad singers like stage actors wear makeup and a highly stylized costume. Next is the Baka, Jammu and Kashmir. The Baka form of folk music is popular in Jammu region. Baka is sung by the villagers when harvesting is done. It is considered to be the regional music with the most melodic and harmonious element. It is sung with the accomplishment of instruments like harmonium. Next is the Bhoot song. Bhoot means ghost. Ghost song that are placed in the Kerala. The basis of Bhoot song is a ghost song rooted in superstitions. Some communities of Kerala do Bhoot rituals to send away the evil ghosts and spirits. This ritual is accompanied with vigorous dancing, and music has a piercing and eerie character. Next is the Daskatiya of Odisha. Daskatiya is a form of ballad, again poetry, form of singing, prevalent in Odisha. Daskatiya is a name derived from a unique musical instrument called kathi or ram tali, wooden clappers. And during the presentation, the performance is a form of worship and offering the behalf of the das or the devotee. Daskatiya. Next is the Bihu songs. As we know that Bihu songs are popular in the Assam. Bihu songs are the most distinctive type of folk songs of Assam, both of their literary content for their musical mode. Bihu songs are blessings for a happy new year. So these songs are played in the happy new year, and the dance is associated with the ancient fertility. So Bihu is a kind of dance also, Bihu is a kind of festival also, Bihu is a kind of music also. So it is Bihu time when an opportunity is there for marriageable young men and women to exchange their feelings and even to choose their partners. The joyfulness reflected in this song like this. Next is the Sana Lamok, Manipur. Manipur's hills and valley both are fond of music and dance. Sana Lamok is sung at the time of coronation ceremony by the Maiba. It may also be sung to welcome the king. It is sung to evoke the spirit of Pakangba, okay, etc. Songs of Lai Haroba of Manipur. Again, it's a very famous festival, Lai Haroba. And if you remember, we have read about this Lai Haroba. याद है आप लोगों को हमने पढ़ा था लाई हरोबा के बारे में? Yes, anybody?
Manipur's festival.
Manipur festival. I think उन्होंने पढ़ा था इसके बारे में. So
मणिपुरी नृत्य डांस में पढ़ा था मणिपुरी.
हाँ, yeah, right. मणिपुर डांस में पढ़ा था हम लोगों ने. So the meaning of Lai Haroba is the festival of gods and goddesses. It is performed for the Umang Lai, that is forest deity. Ugri Hangen, song of creation, and Hizing Hirao, a ritualistic song, is sung on the last day of the Lai Haroba festival. And this is also one of the music, Sana Lamok. Next is the Saikuti Jai. That is the songs of Saikuti in Mizoram. Mijos are traditionally known as the singing tribe. So the exam statement आता है that which of the following tribe is known as the singing tribe? The tribe will be the Mijo tribe. So the famous music is the Saikuti Jai. The regional folk songs of Mizoram constitute the richest heritage of Mizo. Saikuti, a poetess of Mizoram, composed songs in praise of warriors, brave hunters, young men aspiring to be great warriors and hunters, etc. Next is the Chai Hiya, song of the Chai dance of Mizoram. As per Mizo custom, during the Chapchar Kut festival, this is a festival of Mizoram. ये याद रखने सब festivals के ऊपर भी क्वेश्चन आ जाते हैं एग्जाम में प्रीलिम में. So Chapchar Kut festival, not only singing should also continue throughout the festival. Special occasion for singing and dancing is called Chai, and songs are known as Chai here. So dancing is called Chai in this festival. The name of the festival is the Chapchar Kut. The Chapchar Kut is a festival in which Chai kind of dances are made and songs which are sung are called Chai here. Next is the Basanti or Basant Geet, Garhwal region. Garhwal is in Uttarakhand. Basant or spring season is welcomed in a unique manner in Garhwal. Land is filled with different colorful flowers. On Basant Panchami, floor designs are made with the rice flour and green oats bundles are used to put impressions with cow dung. Swings are tied on the trees and folk songs are sung. One of the Basanti songs is like this. Then next is the Ghasiadi's Geet, Garhwal. Again, Garhwal region is in Uttarakhand. Young women of mountains have to go in far-off forest to get grass for their cattle. They go to the forest dancing and singing in groups, along with the entertainment emphasis is laid on the importance of labor in the Ghasri Geet. It is sung by the woman, the Ghasri singing in the Garhwal region of Uttarakhand. Because these women collect the forest grass for their cattle, and because of traveling this so long distances, they sing these kind of songs. See, these songs also put a psychological effect. Okay, it make their struggle easier. Okay. Next is the Sukar Ke Biha. There is a Bhojpuri song. Shukar ka Biha, in fact. Biha means marriage. Shukar means Shukar planet. Okay, or it's treated as a god also. Shukar. Shukar ka Biha, or marriage of Shukr. Bhojpuri songs portray lively picture of common folk. They give expression to the innermost feelings of the simple hearts. Village folks, एक काफी interesting story है Shukr की. Okay, the story of the Shukr and Brihaspati. So what happens here that Shukr leave its home to make a marriage, but he forgot the ornaments to carry himself with himself. But while reaching to its home, he see that his mother drinking a rice water, and rice water is treated as a poor man's food. Okay, इसको सत्तू भी बोला जाता है. In Bihar में इसको सत्तू बोला जाता है rice water को. Okay. So this Shukar's mother was drinking a rice water, which is treated as a poor man's food. And when he asked his mother that why you're taking this kind of food, so she replied that after getting married, maybe your wife won't give me this sattu or rice water. Okay. And then Shukar worried about his mother, and he never married in his life. And that was a story. Shukar ka Bihar. So next is the Vili Pattu. That is a bow song. Vili Pattu bow song of Tamil Nadu. Vili Pattu is a popular folk music of Tamil Nadu. The lead singer also plays the role of the main performer. He also handles the dominating instrument, which is bow shaped. The songs revolve around theological themes, religious themes, and the conquest of good over evil is emphasized in this kind of music. Vili Pattu or bow song. Next is the Amma Naivari of Tamil Nadu. Amma Naivari or songs sung in the praise of Chola monarch, Chola emperors. The Ammanai is a wooden ball, and the women folk sing appropriate songs while playing the ball. This game of Ammanai is still present in Tamil Nadu. Okay, so this is it with this regional songs. And in next class, we'll see the Natan culture itself, the theater forms, as well as the puppet shows. Puppet shows means Kathputli kind of songs, shows. Okay? So this Kathputli is a regional that is present in Rajasthan, but there are other puppet shows also in all over the country. So there are two big topics that are left in the art and culture. Okay, that will be completed in the one lecture only. And after that, the rest thing, if you left anything, I will tell you that you will cover by yourself. अभी आपको करना क्या है? What is your homework today? That you will prepare a list of the folk dances and folk music. Okay. So आप एक list prepare करोगे. Folk dance and folk music. वो list prepare कैसे करनी है? Name of dance. Okay. And the state in which this dance, folk dance or folk music are played. Okay. And next is the description. If anything specific is about, if anything specific about this dance is there, okay. Because specific उसके बारे में कुछ चीज यदि है, famous है, then you have to write that note also. फिर तीन चीजें आपको इसमें आपको चार्ट बना के इसको टेबल बना के इसको प्रिपेयर करना है. एंड अब बना के आप लोग या एक्सेल शीट बना सकते हो या वर्ड फाइल बना सकते हो या आप लोग नोटबुक भी बना सकते हो. ओके, एंड वट एवर फॉर्मेट यू आर प्रिपेयरिंग इट, यू नीड टू शेयर ऑल्सो इन टेलीग्राम और टेलीग्राम दिस ग्रुप. ओके, एंड आई विल मेक ए चेक ऑल्सो. सो इससे क्या होगा कि जब सब लोग आप लोग अपना एक बनाओगे, राइट अप शेयर करोगे, तो मे भी किसी पर्सन यदि कुछ छोड़ दिया है कोई डांस या फोक डांस या फोक म्यूजिक, तो वो दूसरे पर्सन से कवर हो जाएगा. ओके, so likewise we will able to prepare this particular topic, folk dancing and folk music. कुछ लोगों को डांस और म्यूजिक तो हम लोग कर लिए यहाँ पर, but this is not sufficient. Okay, there are others also. उसके साथ ही आपकी ट्राइब्स भी कवर हो जाएंगी, बिकॉज जब भी आप वो फोक म्यूजिक या आप वो तैयार करोगे डांस को, तो उसके साथ में आप डिस्क्रिप्शन में लिखोगे कौन सी ट्राइब इसको गाती है या कौन सी ट्राइब इसको परफॉर्म करती है, तो उससे आपकी ट्राइब्स भी प्रिपेयर हो जाएंगी, कौन सी प्लेस में कौन सी ट्राइब्स रहती हैं. ओके, जैसे कि बोतिया और इन उत्तराखंड, ओके, गढ़वाल मौयू रीजन्स में ये जो फेमस हैं. तो इस तरह से और भी बहुत सारे ट्राइब्स हैं, जैसे जवाई ट्राइब्स हैं, जवाई ट्राइब्स इन अंडमान निकोबार आइलैंड. इस तरह से हमारी ट्राइब्स भी तैयार हो जाएंगी. इसके ऊपर क्वेश्चंस आते हैं, ट्राइबल्स ग्रुप्स एंड द फोक डांसेस, फोक म्यूजिक, इस पे प्रीलिम्स में क्वेश्चन आते हैं. ओके, सो वी कैन नॉट मिस दिस टॉपिक. यस, एनीथिंग यू वांट टू आस्क और want to suggest? On Sunday there is a test. There is a test of polity on Sunday, and for tomorrow most probably there will be a class of art and culture. Okay, and if I will involve somewhere, then I will make a message. Otherwise there will be a class tomorrow, and you better prepare for your test. Yes, we have left 2 tests of history also, but on Sunday there will be a polity test, and in between, if I could prepare, I will make a test of history also. Is anything you want to ask? Yes, anything? Okay. So this is the end of class, and make sure that you are preparing that table or that listing of the separate listing of dance, separate listing of songs, tribal songs and tribal dance. Okay.